Greetings, fellow Gorehounds, and welcome back to a Blood Splattered vlog. I'm the Horror Guru.
I'm Count Jackula.
And today we're going to talk about Bodycam from writer-director Brandon Christensen, co-written by his brother Ryan Christensen, who is known for having done Night of the Reaper, Superhost, and The Puppet Man. So we're big fans of him on this channel, actually. I am a big fan of those movies, and I'm a big fan of this movie, actually. I liked it, but it is not without its flaws. Bodycam, not to be confused with the 5 other movies also called Bodycam.
Yeah.
This is Bodycam 2025 or 2026, depending upon which website you're looking at. This movie is a found footage movie about 2 police officers who arrive at a domestic disturbance and, end up shooting someone, killing them, and shit goes downhill from there.
Yeah, this is in many ways a VHS segment that has been expanded into an hour and a half.
Not every found footage movie has VHS vibes, but this one has strong VHS vibes. I could totally see a shortened version of this movie as a VHS film. And actually, I feel like that might even be better if it was like a shortened segment.
Yeah, if it was a little more condensed.
That being said, I actually really enjoyed this movie. I really like its first off, I really like the fact that this is a very ACAB movie.
Oh, yeah.
It is a movie about 2 cops who fuck up and then try to cover up their fuck up, and then Lovecraft shit happens.
Yeah. I love the world that they build because the people that they're policing know about the evil.
Yes. Because there is a thing influencing the events that are going on, and we'll talk more about that in the spoiler section, though I don't actually know what the thing is called, but there is a thing.
I don't think they give it a name.
I don't think they do. There's some Lovecraftian / creepypasta vibes to this. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if this was based on some sort of what do they call SPC whatever.
Oh, SCPs?
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if this was loosely based on one of those, because it has that vibe.
Could be. It does have that vibe.
But what, like you were saying, it actually does a really good job of world building, because it's not just the 2 cops. There are various people they encounter throughout this night that tells a story and kind of shows that the world that they're inhabiting isn't quite like ours. I don't know how to explain that without spoiling it, but
it's really hard to explain without spoiling. Yeah.
But the world building is really good. I'll just say that.
Yeah. Trigger warning, a baby dies.
Yes, there is child death in this movie, and it's not super graphic, actually. Other things are way more graphic.
Yeah, other things are way more graphic than baby death.
It is a brutal fucking movie when it wants to be. It's also a surreal movie when it wants to be. There are points in which they're just completely being fucked with, and you're not sure what's reality after a certain point.
Yeah.
But it's not just in their heads, because you're a camera.
Yeah, it's a found footage film, so the footage is showing you shit.
100%. My one complaint about this movie is probably going to be the number one complaint I imagine most people are going to have with this movie. When they eventually show you the thing that's behind everything. While I like the design of that thing, it did kind of look like a PS4 video game character.
Yeah. The fidelity of the special effects of the creature are not the best.
You could feel the budget being tightened in that moment, where it's just well, we're not Marvel, we're not Disney, we're not, Warner Bros.
We don't have Smile 2 money.
We have independent and Shudder money.
Yeah.
So that being said, the movie works despite that for me. But I understand it for some people, when the creature shows up, they're just be well, there goes the tension.
Yeah, I could see that.
I did feel at one point towards the third half, I did kind of want it to get to the point, which is funny because it's a very short movie.
Well, yeah, once there's a point at which the one of the cops gets lost in the tunnels. And that's a part where I could have used a little more.
It's all right, we kind of get it. Let's just get there. Let's just get there. Yeah. I understand they were trying to build tension, and tension takes time or whatever, but I feel like the movie had done such a good job of just being a non-stop tension building fest.
Yeah.
That I didn't need that extra space.
Yeah. It's a good 50 minutes of tension building.
Yep. In terms of
Brandon Christensen's filmography,
I would probably... Do I like this more than Puppet Man or not? I don't know. I'm trying to figure out if I would put it more at the bottom or whatever, because I really like Superhost, and I really like Night of the Reaper.
Night of the Reaper, I would say, is the best.
Yeah, that one's great.
It's neck and neck with it and Puppet Man.
The Puppet Man, yeah, which I also liked, but like Puppet Man, it's got a couple flaws compared to the others. Plus, I just feel like everything about Night of the Reaper and Superhost I just super jived with.
Yeah.
So any flaws those movies had, I'm willing to overlook just because I really fucking enjoyed those movies.
Yeah, although Night of the Reaper also had that like budget giving out moment.
That's true. That's
you
true.
know, but
that's true. Hey,
I didn't mind.
When you're making small independent movies, you do what you can with what you got.
Exactly.
You know, if you're watching low budget horror movies, you got to expect some jank, and sometimes that jank is very welcome. So
yeah.
Anyway, my fellow Gorehounds, Bodycam is currently available on Shudder, so go check it out for yourself and enjoy or not. But either way, let us know below how you felt. And with that said, let us move on to the spoilers so we can talk about the weird shit that happens in the last half of this movie.
Okay, so one of the cops, the black cop, his mom is obviously like a local social worker / voodoo woman.
Yeah, at first I thought social worker, but then when they went and met her, I'm just like, wait, hold on, is she like a magic woman?
Yeah. She's like a shaman.
Yeah,
you know,
and she senses something's wrong like right away.
Yeah,
and this is what we meant by like the world building in this, because when they first arrive at this house, it's like, okay, there's some sort of like domestic disturbance. Let's go and check it out. And things start to get weird there, but you're not sure how much that weirdness expands beyond the house that they go to visit. But then they start running into people around town or that neighborhood that are all obviously under the influence of whatever's causing all this.
Yeah. So this thing is like influences the entire neighborhood.
Or they're just straight up worshipers of that thing. They're all part of the same cult. And then they go and meet the mom, who's clearly aware of all this and actually has a part in this hierarchy.
Yeah.
And it sounds like has been in some sort of like spiritual war with this thing for a while. And I really dug that. I thought that was really cool. I loved each time they expanded the kind of like mythos of the movie. And I love that every time they did that, it would also add some sort of weirdness to the situation. Like at first, there's the weirdness of them going inside that house, finding people that are kind of like Blair Witching it, like standing in corners. Yeah, standing
in corners is looking at shit.
And like that weird tunnel that says rise in it, which is, I love the like oxymoron of that. Like, yeah, it's a tunnel, but rise. So something's supposed to come out of the tunnel, I guess. And so you have that weirdness, but then as the movie goes on, it just gets weirder and weirder to the point where one of them is driving around trying to get out of the neighborhood, but they can't because all the fucking houses turn into the one house.
Yeah.
And this thing is obviously trying to lead him back to the house. And then by the end, the fucking slender tentacle monster man fucking like shows up. I liked the design of the fucking monster guy. But like I said, he did kind of look like a PlayStation character. In fact, what he looked like he was from like the Slender Man video game. Yeah. He even kind of does that thing like those video games do where he just kind of like jumps at the camera.
Yup.
The Bagul.
The Bagul.
I think as Cecil from Good Bad Flicks referred to that particular type of jump scare.
Yeah.
The Bagul from the end of Sinister.
It's funny because it's the one time that happens in that movie. Yep. But it's so jarring.
It is.
Wow, that is so unlike the rest of the movie.
Well, because the thing that kind of makes a Bagul shot, it's a disembodied shot of like a random thing, and then the creature like CGI like flying at the camera like a 3D shot.
Yeah.
But it's not in 3D.
Yeah.
And that's what happens with the Bagul at the end of that. And that's also what happens in this movie at one point. And these aren't the only movies that have done this. There are plenty of movies that have had this specific kind of disembodied CGI jump in your face camera shot, but definitely two of the most egregious examples.
Yeah.
That being said, even though it looked like a video game, I was down with this video game because it kind of helps that because it's found footage, it almost feels like you're watching a video game.
Yeah.
Because there's a point where they're like
lo-fi anyway.
When they're like walking through the house with their guns out, it's like you're watching a first-person shooter, right?
Right.
You know? So it almost kind of adds to the aesthetic in a certain way. Though that may be me just making excuses for a movie I liked.
The metaphor is very clearly the relationship between the cops and the ghetto.
Yes, the corruption from within.
Yeah,
that happens in these spaces.
Well, it's like the dark bad parts of the ghetto, but it still has like this sort of like antagonizing relationship with everything outside the ghetto, specifically with the police.
And just like with real life, the police are actually no help against it.
No help at all.
Absolutely not.
In fact, they're actually making things actively worse.
Like, the mom doesn't succeed, but the mom's community building at least gets further
Yeah.
than the cops. And in fact, had the cop not fucked up or anything, maybe she would have succeeded with time.
Yeah.
You know, because it's very obvious that what she's been doing for a while is basically deprogramming people from the creature.
Yeah.
You know, when they go into that one room in her house and they're all like sitting there like they're possessed.
Yeah.
And it's just like, obviously she's doing some sort of ritual with these people.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, trying to bring them out. And obviously, like, that is a metaphor for poverty and addiction.
100%.
You know?
100%. So yeah, I enjoyed this movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
It's flawed. Don't get me wrong. It's flawed, and I've laid out some of the flaws here, but I enjoyed this flawed movie. Just like I enjoyed all the other movies that this filmmaker's made, and I look forward to whatever they make next. And with that said, my fellow gorehounds, where can they find you, Count Jackula?
Well, you can find me here on YouTube, where I stream more or less every weeknight at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we talk about all kinds of groovy things that you should come on down and witness for yourself. Remember, that is weeknights, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we talk about groovy things. And speaking of groovy, what about you?
Y'all know me, I'm the Horror Guru. You can find me at the Horror Guru on various social media platforms, but these days I primarily use Blue Sky, so follow me on there. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to ring the notification bell so you're notified of our videos immediately upon their upload. And if you'd like to help out either of us more directly, be sure to check out our Patreon pages. And remember, if you decide to go the Patreon route, even $1 a month can go a long way, but we will certainly accept more. And with that said, my fellow gorehounds, if you made it this far into the video, then I want you to comment below, and be sure to comment below using the hashtag Don't Shoot the Baby. Use the hashtag
Don't shoot the baby.
Don't shoot the baby.
Don't shoot the baby.
In fact, I don't even need to explain why you're going to use that hashtag. It's just good life advice. Don't shoot the baby. And don't be pedantic and sit there and try to come up with a scenario where shooting the baby is justified. I see you. I see you out there. I see you. You're typing it. You know how I know? Because I would have been that guy. So don't you do it. And with that said, my fellow gorehounds, peace out. And we'll catch y'all later.